Welcome to Tech Throwback. Today we are here with my Apple IIe that I bought from a neighbor having a garage sale not that long ago, and I paid a ton of money for this, what I consider to be a very nice example of an Apple IIe. We've got the monitor, we've got 2 disk drives, I also have the factory, the Apple printer, and the Apple plotter, which is incredibly rare. But I asked when I bought it if they had any of the factory software, because obviously if you turn on an Apple IIe without the factory software or some software to run, it's worthless. It just sits there with the disk drive spinning, trying to access a disk that doesn't exist. You can hear the disk drive spinning in there and it changes its tone based on if the disk clamp's up or down. But I never heard back from the seller. I don't think they ever went to look and see if they had any 5 1/4 floppies so that I could have some fun with this thing. So today, I'm very excited to open up this nice package from Big Mess of Wires. I just bought this. It cost quite a bit as well, but we'll be able to run some software on the Apple II today, as long as this works. All right, what do we have here? Here we go, the Big Mess of Wires floppy disk emulator. Oh, that is cool. We've got the SD slot there, preview, select, next, a reset button, and there's our floppy output there. So cool, it's actually powered by the floppy cable as well. And a nice little display to tell you what's going on. They even give you a custom silk screened SD card case with the SD card here. And this is preloaded with a ton of software, including the only software any of us actually care about, which is Oregon Trail. So I am excited to throw this in here. And there's also a case in here. I bought the kit with everything. The acrylic case is not assembled, but it does look like it's pretty simple to assemble. So let's jump right in. We'll talk more about the Apple II itself in a future video, but today is all about the emulator and getting this thing working for the first time so I can spend some time with it. Alright, I gotta say, it took almost 20 minutes to get all the paper off of this thing. That is a chore, and it also looks like the entire case may be milled and not laser engraved, but the way this fits together is kind of clear. There's a cutout for the pins here on the IDE header or multi-pin header there, ribbon cable header. And then there are a few pieces that need to go in. Obviously this one fits the ribbon cable. Frosted side goes out. It all just kind of sits in there, just like this. Ooh, I missed a little bit of I thought I had it all. I thought I had every little bit of that backing paper off of here. And it turns out it's hard to get it all. All right, that sits like that, and these edge pieces sit like so. And they kind of all only go one way, and then it all fits together like a little jigsaw puzzle. Install the ribbon cable right now while it's all still in pieces. There's a little tray right here that holds all the buttons in, and that slots into these holes here. And now all of these guys here these are the actual buttons. They just drop into the holes. And after a lot of wiggling, the case fits together. And now you have to put some screws in there to hold it together. And they just drop in like that. I do think I'm gonna peel the top. I was gonna leave it, but the screws are gonna hold the paper down. So I guess I might as well peel all the paper off of here. Here we go again. I opened up the Apple II, which is as simple as popping the cover off and plugging in the floppy emulator. And all it took to do that was I unhooked one of the disk drives, because I do have the Apple disk controller in here. You make sure the red stripe points forward. Basically, the ribbon connector is keyed, of course. The key needs to point away from the PCB itself, and that is how you orient the thing. So now if we turn this thing on, self-test okay. Floppy emulator Model C. All right, let's do this. So Apple II stuff. 5.25 inch. And we got Castle Wolfenstein, but the reality is, oh, Donkey Kong, Frogger. Oregon Trail 1. Oh yeah, look at that. What an incredible device. You can see it's still reading the floppy here. Shows you what track it's reading from the disk. Wow, that is cool. All right, let's do this. Let's play some Oregon Trail. Travel the trail. You may be a banker from Boston. Banker from Boston it is. Tech throw. Can you not have that many characters? Tech throw. These names are correct. Oh, this is so cool. Which month do you leave? It's gotta be 2. You gotta leave pretty early, not the middle of the summer. You have $1,600 in cash, but you don't have to spend it all now. Spend it all. And we haven't spent much at all. Let's do this. Spacebar. I'm gonna be honest, I made it 1,288 miles so far in Oregon Trail, and I feel like I'm gonna die pretty soon. You can see we've got about 1,000 pounds of food dropping like a rock. Health is only fair. I've given them lots of rest days, but unfortunately, impassable trail, lose a day. We're into August. If we get into the wintertime, everyone knows it is game over. Hey, can't beat that. Abandoned wagon. Here's the map. I know everybody's gonna wanna see it. There's only 1 fort left, and maybe 1 more water crossing, maybe 2 more, but fort, 2 landmarks. Here we go. I love that the game auto plays. I didn't realize that it would do that. I thought you just had to push space every single time, but you can just sit there and it'll do it. Now that we're in the home stretch, I think everything starts breaking consistently. This is where we get in trouble. Heavy fog, rough trail, broken wagon wheel. We are getting destroyed here. Come on. Oh, well, that's fine. I don't ever hunt anyway. I probably should hunt, but I don't. I think I've heard part of the strategy for this game is just not hunting because it's a huge waste of time. This is bad. Joey has typhoid. Mary has exhaustion. Alright, fine. You guys can rest. We're gonna take a 2-day rest. That's about all we can afford. Oh no! There's a cat burning up. Oh, my poor Apple IIe. Oh, it smells like fire. Oh. Oh, that's a legitimate fire. We have let out the magic smoke. It definitely came out of the power supply. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is smoke rolling out of the end of the power supply there. Well, it looks like we get to tear this thing down right as I got into it. If I had to guess, there was like some dirt or a bug that got in this thing, and eventually it got hot and shorted across the power supply, something inside it. So, time to unplug it and find out what happened. Well, there you have it. I was doing so well on Oregon Trail. The computer itself sabotaged me. I didn't die from cholera or typhoid or exhaustion or anything like that. My crew might have been. I sure wasn't. It was just Mary and Joey. It was never me. Tech Throwback never had a single problem. But, yeah, the computer, it said no. Let's unbolt this power supply real quick, see if we can figure out what happened before I order some components to repair it. Luckily, this stuff's awesome. It's all through hole. It's all easy to work on. I'm sure all the components are easy to find. Hopefully it wasn't something rare, but it's a power supply. Usually nothing in there is special. All I know is my whole kitchen smells like burnt electronics now. Power supply screws are these little Phillips right here. I have a number 2 on here, but it's probably gonna get them. Let's find out. Yes, it is. Not even a little bit of slip. I've got the power supply unhooked from the main board inside. It's just one little connection. And it looks like once we have these 4 screws, the power supply will just fall out. And there it is. Now that we've got our power supply out, we need to drop the bottom of the power supply out of this thing, which is all of these Phillips here. And hopefully after that, we can see what burned down. Here's all of our screws from the computer and the power supply. And here is our power supply with all of its screws out. Bottom cover is off. Where's the fire? I went ahead and took the power supply outside for a while to let it air out on my deck because, I mean, my entire house smells like burning capacitor at this point. So the electrolyte is spilled all over the board, like I showed you guys, and I did find out from the first Google result that these filter caps die all the time. So it's that square cap, that Rifa cap that's in gold, it says X on top of it. If you can see the X right there. And it is the one, the side of it's blown out. I didn't notice that at first, but that's where all the electrolyte came from. That's all over the PCB. So now we just need to tear the thing down, get a replacement. Shouldn't take long at all. Apparently Vintage Apple Parts has this. So at this point, all we need to do is unsolder the old dead cap, solder in a new one, put the power supply back together, and I'm back to playing Oregon Trail. But that is just something that happens if you're getting too far in Oregon Trail too fast on your first try. The computer burns down. Those are just the rules. I didn't make them. Thank you so much for watching Tech Throwback, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.